guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing and hopefully enjoying some fall weather. Today we are going to be talking about the 11 books that I read in the months of July and August, and it was pretty good reading months. June still takes the cake. I have never read that much in 1 month and had so many amazing books in 1 month, but I do have, again, some really good reads that I'm super excited to talk about. I did complete my yearly reading goal in the month of August. My goal this year was 45 books, and I am currently at 47, so super happy about that. The first book that I read in July was The Favorites by Lane Fargo, and oh my gosh, this book was so good. I gave it 4.5 stars. This book is about Katarina and Heath, and it is documentary style, so it is a documentary about their career and their journey to try and become Olympic ice dancers. And first, I just love books that like hone in on a niche career or just like topic. Like, what is it? Not Another Love Song. Like, I love that one because it focused so much on the music, and then this one with the ice dancing. If you liked Daisy Jones and the Six, I think you would definitely like this one because it's got a lot of drama. The romances between characters is just like crazy, and I loved it. It was super fast paced. There was a point where I could not put the book down, and also my stomach was literally hurting from anticipation of trying to find out what was happening. Like, I could not stop. Like, I had to know, and these characters felt so real. Like, I genuinely am like, what do you mean these are not real ice dancers that I can go watch them on YouTube? Like, I don't know what you mean. The next book that I read was on my 25 books to read in 2025 list, and it did not disappoint. I read Rose and Chains by Julie Soto. This is Julie Soto's fantasy debut, and it is based off of a Hermione fanfic that she wrote, which I did read. So the whole time I was reading this, I was basically comparing it to that, and I actually really enjoyed this. I gave it, I think, like 3.75, but looking back, like I think it's a solid 4 now. Also, just I love the cover so much. I'm literally so excited. This is gonna be a trilogy. I'm so excited to see what the other 2 books are gonna look like because, girl, these will be on display when I am back home with all my shelves. This book is about Brioni, who is a princess of Evermore, and Evermore is at war with this other kingdom with a name that I cannot remember. And unfortunately, they lose the war, and so she is taken and put into an auction. Yeah. And she ends up being purchased. I just feel so silly saying these words. By her, I guess I would say like nemesis. Yeah, I'd say kind of like her school nemesis, Tobin Hurst, that fine blonde man in the back there. And so this is just about her trying to survive the situation and also just trying to see if there's a way to not have lost the war, just to try and get everyone's freedom back. I really like the way that she created her like new magic system. I think it really made sense with the original kind of story that she wrote. Like, she was able to really make it make sense and still feel original, but then also like made sense with the original story. That was a lot of original in one sentence. I don't know why I said it like that. I got a weird text message from my bank, so I took a break. So if I don't know what I'm talking about, that is why. But I think I was talking about the magic system, and I really like that one side does like mind magic and the other does heart magic. I thought that was a really cool way to do what she did in the first story, but also make it different. Let me just shut up. I liked this book. It was good. Let's move on. Next I read Next of Kin. Then I picked up another Hannah Bonham Young book. I picked up Next of Kin. Another cover I absolutely love. The blues on here, they're just so cute. I love it. I was really excited to pick up another book by her because Out on a Limb was one of my favorite reads of last year. Absolutely adorable. I want to cry thinking about how much I love that book. And Next of Kin sounded really good, so I decided to pick it up. This is about Chloe, who finds out that her birth mother has had another baby that she's not going to be able to take care of. So she decides that she is going to take care of her baby sister, but she doesn't make enough money according to CPS's standards. So she becomes part of their new program where they pair up different caretakers to help them in their process. So she gets paired up with Mr. Buzzcut Warren here. Warren is trying to adopt his teenage brother, but he doesn't really have good housing. So he is helping her money wise. She's helping him with housing. And this was a really cute romance. I feel like definitely like found family for sure. And I really like the dynamic between her and Warren because you kind of expect Warren to be a little bit more not annoying, but shaved head as a mechanic. Like he probably doesn't seem like very feely, but I actually liked him more than I expected, and I thought Chloe was such a sweet character as well, the way that she cares for her little sister. I will say though, I mean, I read this almost 2 months ago, so I'm like, I don't really remember much about this book. But yeah, it just doesn't have as big of an impact on me as Out on a Limb, but I still liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I think. Then I finally picked up Heartless Hunter, which literally everyone and their mom was raving about this book last year, so I decided to pick it up. This is about Rune, who lives in this place called the New Republic that kills any witches because they hate witches. And one way that people know who witches are is that they have to use their blood to do magic, which is such a cool, fun idea. But they also get scars that turn silver, so super cool. I really like that. And she is known as the Crimson Moth in secret. No one knows that she actually is, but the Crimson Moth is known for saving witches before they are killed by the New Republic. And she is trying to find this particular witch, but she can't, so she ends up kind of courting Gideon, who is her best friend's brother, actually, and trying to get information about the witch from him. But Gideon is also courting her because he kind of suspects that she's a Crimson Moth. So they're both kind of playing each other, but obviously real feelings get involved. I think the concept super interesting and unique. I really liked this book. I think the ending was a little not weird, but like I was just like, okay, like this can definitely pick up in a really fun, cool, interesting way in the second book. We'll get to the second book, but I did give this 4 stars, but I'm not gonna lie, like the way I felt about the second book is like honestly ruining how I felt about this book. So yeah, super fun, unique magic system, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Another book that I picked up because the first book I read by this author was a accidental pregnancy trope that I loved. I read Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Stone, and this was such a beautiful book actually. Like I really really enjoyed her. I'm really getting into tabbing, guys. Like these like I'm tabbing. I'm having a good time with it. This is about Lenny, who lost her best friend to cancer, and she is really struggling through her grief. And she takes kind of random babysitting nanny jobs, and for one particular little girl, she has this uncle that is just like constantly around and isn't really doing anything, and she's really confused as to why he's there. But he happens to notice that she is like there's something off about her, and he can kind of tell because he's been through something similar. And so he decides he is going to help her with her grief, help her with this list that her and her friend came up with for when her friend passes, and she is going to help him connect with his niece. I think one of my favorite things about Cara Stone's writing is that they genuinely feel like real people, and they're all so caring, and I really connect with her writing. I didn't necessarily connect with the story personally, but still it was super beautiful. It was more focused on the friendship and the grief, and honestly the romance doesn't really happen until like the very end of the book. Like it's not the big focus, but it's still very romantic, and I really enjoyed this. I think both of Cara Stone's books are really good, so I'm excited to see what she comes out with next. I read the second book in the Natural series, Killer Instinct. I read the Naturals in like May. I really liked it, gave it 4 stars. I gave this one 3 stars because I just don't think we did like what we could have done, you know? The Naturals is about these really talented teenagers that get recruited to an FBI program to solve cold cases. And I really like the first book, getting to learn all the characters. I think the case that is used in the first book was super interesting. But this one, I feel like this case was like okay. Like it was interesting still. And this one focuses on the character Dean, and I just don't think we used his backstory to the best of our abilities. Like, I feel like it could have been much more interesting. Honestly, it could have been a little darker. It was still dark, honestly. Like, there was one part I was like, dang, that's actually really crazy. And I think there is a bit of romance in this series, and we got more of the romance aspect in this one. But again, it was just fine for me. It's 3 stars. I will probably read the next one, but yeah, I wish I'd gotten a little more from it. So I read Rebel Witch, obviously. I gave this, did I give this 3 stars? I think I gave it 3, but honestly, in my heart, now I want to give it 2. This one picks up a couple months after Heartless Hunter, and I just think it felt rushed, honestly. The pacing of the book was super weird. There were parts where it was like, this is really important, and it was a chapter that was only 5 pages. But then, like, I think it was just so romance heavy, but it didn't make sense to me based on how the first book ended. And it was just, the characters didn't feel like the same people, honestly. And also, the book was like really sexual compared to the first one. Like, it was throwing me off. I was really confused. I was like, why are we doing this right now? I truly don't understand. Then I decided to pick up just a normal contemporary romance because Rebel Witch pissed me off so bad. That was the cat food. This is the 3rd book in the Green Sister series. I did not read the first 2 books, unfortunately, so I feel like this probably would have been better if I had read the first 2, but that's okay. This one follows the oldest sister, Iris, who is a widowed single mother. She works for this beauty company, and they end up taking on Angel as a brand ambassador. And fun fact, Angel has had a crush on Iris for quite some time. It's pretty much alluded to that he's had a crush on her since the 2nd book, I believe. And yeah, he's head over heels for her, but again, she's a single mom. She's, you have to maintain this professional relationship, and he's a celebrity. And so it's them kind of like realizing they kind of have feelings for each other, but just like figuring out the best way to go about it. And I thought it was really cute. I did want to DNF it quite a few times. I didn't really start caring until like 200 pages in, unfortunately, but I do want to read the other 2 books. I think The Neighbor Favor sounds really fun, and I'll probably just read the partner plot so that I can have read all 3, but I like her writing. I just think this particular story, yeah, I shouldn't have started with this one, but I gave 3 stars. It was still a fun time. I finished the Dance of Thieves duology. I just want to cry. I read Vow of Thieves, which comes after Dance of Thieves, completing the duology. If you don't know, Dance of Thieves is, I think, my top book this year. I'm not gonna lie. It was absolutely incredible. One of the best enemies to lovers I've ever read. And I was really nervous to pick this one up because I was just not ready to be done with Jace and Kazi. Dance of Thieves follows Kazi, who is part of the Queen's Guard. She is sent on a mission to find a war criminal in this territory that is supposedly being run by the Ballinger family, but they are not recognized by the other kingdoms. And so she's here trying to find this war criminal, and he's called the Patrai. I think it's Patray. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. The king of the land, Jace, he sees her arrival as an opportunity to become recognized by the other kingdoms. And so the book is just her trying to complete her mission, but him also trying to get what he needs for his family. And I mean, there's a little romance in there, of course. Dance of Thieves absolutely loved. Vow of Thieves picks up like pretty much right after. I will say this one is much more political. So if you were hoping for more romance in this one, you might not like it as much. I did still give this 5 stars because I think her writing is really lovely. Like, I do want to read something else by her, but I did like Dance of Thieves more. So Dance of Thieves is officially like a 6 star, and this is like a 5 star. Another book as part of a series that I read was The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. This is the 2nd book in the Windy City series, but this is the 4th one that I've read. The Right Move follows Ryan Shea, who is Stevie's brother from Mile High, the first book, and Indy, who is her best friend as well. Ryan is this really big basketball player. I mean, he's basically LeBron. Like, is that true? I don't know sports, but I think that's an accurate description. maybe. Devi convinces him to let her best friend Indy stay with him because he has an extra room, and Indy caught her boyfriend cheating on her in their bed, and she just really needs a place to stay. So Ryan reluctantly agrees, and they kind of have this arrangement where she's going to move out as soon as possible. But Ryan ends up pretending that sorry, it's just thinking about some of these sometimes I'm like, you guys are grown men, you're grown athletes, like you can do whatever you want, but it's whatever. Ryan ends up becoming the new captain of the team, but the general manager just doesn't think Ryan has exactly what it takes for the job. So Ryan pretends that Indy is his girlfriend so that the general manager will think that he's not all about basketball, but he's all about basketball. And this is a really good, like, grumpy sunshine. I think the way that Indy brings Ryan's defenses down and changes his life was just so beautiful. And Ryan, oh my gosh, this man, if you love acts of service, you will absolutely love this book. The things that he does for Indy, it's just so beautiful. I really loved this book. I gave it, I think, 4.5, but upon further reflection, I think this is a 5-star. And it's making me want to reread Caught Up to see if it has taken Caught Up's throne or not, because, girl, this was good. It was really good. The last book that I read on the very last day of August because I just wanted one more book under my belt, and this book is only 218 pages, but oh my gosh, I felt so much in this 218 pages. I read Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. I picked this up at the Half Price Books Labor Day sale, and I'm so glad I found the indie cover. I really don't like the traditionally published one. This book is about Janelle, who is in Mexico for her sister's wedding, and her sister is actually marrying her ex-boyfriend, but she has no feelings for that man. She is perfectly happy for her sister. She does not care. And the thing is with this wedding is her sister is being really awful. Her sister is just not being a good sister. She's not being a good friend. It's just not going well. And she's really stressed out. And the best man, Rome, notices this. And so he tells her that, I want to help you with some stress relief these next couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? And she agrees, but she wants to keep it a secret because she doesn't want people to think that she's doing it as revenge for them getting married. Because again, this girl does not care. I promise you, she does not care about that man. This book is dramatic. Oh my gosh, so much drama. I was genuinely I was looking at the pages like, are you kidding me? Like, why are you people acting like this? You're pissing me off. But it's also so spicy. I feel like I haven't read well, that's a lie. The Right Move was pretty spicy. But, this was dirty. She was dirty. And I ate up every second of it. This was really good. I gave it 4 stars. Super quick read. I definitely want to read more books by her. Alright, those are all of the books that I read in July and August. Let me know how you guys did the past couple months. I'm very excited about the books that I'm going to be reading in the fall, hopefully. I mean, I have some video ideas. But again, I say that and then I don't post. So, it's okay. But yes, thank you guys so much for... Is that loud? I should probably stop that, huh? Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video.